would you, or even could you, possibly blame the child if it was his father who dressed him up in a beautiful, textured, custom-made Xenia suit? He got him all the food and drink he could want. He did his hair, pampered the child, sent him to a day spa, then gave him an unlimited black credit card and said, "Here, have a good time. I'll leave you here for the sake of the mashal. On the strip of Las Vegas, I'll see ya in a couple years. Have a nice life." Would you blame the kid if he was engaged in some heinous crime, caught engaging in chatoim, or would you turn your blame to the father who aided, abetted, and probably caused all of what transpired? This was the winning claim of Moshe Rabbeinu, says the Sifri, says the Medrash. When our holy leader engaged in the art of disputation with the creator of the world, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu was dead set on the annihilation of the Jewish people. It was one too many sins. We just finished our Kizatzka, our Hora around the golden calf at the very footsteps of Har Sinai, a place that the Torah was to be given. We just did the Avodah Zarah, the Egel Hazav, the golden calf, and now Hashem says enough is enough, and let's wipe them out and start a new nation with Moshe Rabbeinu. Moshe Rabbeinu not accepting any plea bargains or settlements, goes to bat for us and says, and it's referenced here at the beginning of Sefer Devarim by the words Di Zahav. We wandered by the spa in the wilderness called Di Zahav. Moshe says, Rashi really explains to us that it's referencing Dai Zahav, enough gold. Says the Medrash that Moshe turned to Hashem. He said, "You gave us so much gold and silver. We were so laden with this wealth because as the Egyptians were drowning in the river and then the sea spit out their possessions, we were so rich. We were like this child who left in Las Vegas by his father. Ma'ya'aseh. What should the child do? Haben shelo yachta." The sin of Avodah Zarah, that was always going to happen. That's just memela. It's just an outcome. Chazal are focused on the causation of the sin, what the root of it was. Everything else, the totally mutter, food, drink, the money, not really an issue. That's where Chazal focused themselves on. The actual avodah zarah, the sin of the 613 that you can't do, that all just happened as happenstance, memela, and outcome. Amazing. The whole thing came from the acquiring of too much gold. A verse in Hosea, Kesef, Basi, V'zov, Asu, Labal. I believe it's the second chapter there. Rabbi Yerucham tells us, this is the idea that the fools overlook and the wise man and scholars know. For every mitzvah and every aveira, it has an Haschala, a beginning. Everything isn't just one big cholent of mitzvos and averos, as if like, oh, Shachris now, okay, let's do that. Let's do some mincha. Oh, Hanukkah, let's light candles. Oh, Sukkot, let's do lulav. No. Everything has a haschala, each mitzvah, a beginning where things start. And each avera, I'd imagine that Chazal wouldn't even care very much if one was engaging in sin of just those time-distracting and perhaps at times immoral applications that one may have on their phone. Perhaps they'd focus more and turn their eyes to the causation of the sin as to why do you even have them in the first place if they are, after all, so time-consuming, distracting, and at times inappropriate for the Jewish soul. Haschala, Rabbi Isai. There's something called a beginning to it. You show up early to davening a haschala. You show up on time to the learning. You have begun your zman, your time, properly. The fools jump into learning without even knowing how to learn, says the Rambam. You got to know the give and take. You got to know the thought processes. You got to know the jargon of the Talmud. You got to speak the language. Everything has a haschala. The sins don't look at that actual cause. For Chazal, even by the golden calf, looked way before it, moons before it, to dvarim that were totally mutter. Just a coffee, some food, some drink, a beautiful suit, and ultimately that is what Chazal focused on. That was the causation and haschala of sin.